sunny days.
Welcome back to another review on Guideline Entertainment, and today we are talking about a movie I have been anticipating for one reason, because I'm a Superman fanboy, okay? I love Superman, my favorite superhero of all time. I've always been a big fan, always had to defend him before Batman fans, and right now I'm going to just say the positive about this movie, because there's very little, but mainly this is going to be a Superman review, because that's what I care about. So, one negative I had for Superman as a character in this movie was the CGI mustache. It's very noticeable if you know about it, and it kind of bugged me the whole time. I always staring in that part. I was like, this is the only thing that bugged me. But everything else was amazing. And spoilers, if you guys have not seen the movie yet, you might want to click out, because this is spoilers, because I'm talking about Superman. Yes, he's in the movie. You should have known that, because if you didn't, it's kind of sad. Anyways, his triumph return was freaking phenomenal. And literally, the time where he gets resurrected and fights Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Batman, and literally beats the crap out of them. Literally, they all come up at him all at once, and he literally kicks all their asses, and that was the moment I have always wanted to see in a movie with Superman in it, because I know he can do it. People don't believe in him, and see, when this guy goes angry, he could kick some ass, and we got to see it on Justice League, and that is one of the most positive things I can give about this movie. Another thing I really liked about Superman is the new costume and the new energy that he has brought. It shows Henry Cavill can do this level, which we all knew. And I'm a huge fan of Man of Steel, one of my favorite movies. And I love that movie, and literally it just shows a new aspect of what Henry Cavill can do, and he does it phenomenal. When it goes to the final fight scenes, he's coming back, and it's amazing. I wish we could have got more, but at Superman, I loved it. That is one of the things that made the movie for me. Another positive I want to give is to Aquaman. So I read Aquaman New 52 when it first came out, the first issue, the first hardback cover of it. And I was like, damn, this character's cool. I cannot wait to see what they do with this character, and hopefully we get to see him in a movie. And like, people are like, Aquaman's stupid. All he can do is talk to fishes, blah, blah, blah. And this movie proves me right. Aquaman's one of the best parts of this movie. He is phenomenal. He is so cool. Literally, in one of these scenes, when he gets the whiskey and starts drinking and goes out and starts playing that White Stripes song, I'm like, hell yes, this is what I want. This is everything I want in a character, and they did it perfectly, and I loved it. Can't wait to see his movie. And I just can't wait to see what they do with this phenomenal character. James Wan is directing that movie. Cannot wait for that. And I really like the Flash. Surprisingly, he was cool. He was like, you know what? He's alright for this universe. This universe is alright. So, alright Flash works with it completely. And I really, really liked it. Just very interesting. Really cool how they did it. Just made him just there, and they used him pretty well. I think they could do a lot more with the character. I'm looking forward to see what they can do. Cyborg, really interesting character. I don't know much about him. The whole movie I was thinking, I want to know more about this character. He just kind of felt like too serious for the role in the movie for what he was. And again, they were like doing a very serious tone and a very lighthearted tone, and it did not mix well together whatsoever. You got to pick one tone or the other. And it just seemed like Cyborg was more that serious tone than the joking one. And Ben Affleck was kind of on and off. And then everyone was like kind of on and off. It just seemed out of place, and it was not good at all. But overall, I did enjoy The Flash. I honestly love Barry Allen from the TV show Grant Gustin. I think he's amazing, and I think this guy's all right too. I want to see more with this. Wonder Woman comes back. I liked Wonder Woman the movie. Very good. It's on my top 10 favorite movies of the year. It is. I did like her, but I'm just she is a presence there, and she gets a little bit of presence. But I'm like, yeah, her movie, Wonder Woman, you had a great movie, and this movie kind of just brought you down a little bit. Not like, again, Wonder Woman's great. I just felt like Wonder Woman had her time to shine, and did it well. And then every time they tried to bring Wonder Woman in, she had her good parts, but it just felt like she did not fit well in this movie because of how good that Wonder Woman movie was. Alright, so now to get into my negatives. There is quite a bit. So, first of all, overall, the movie's trash. It's not good. It's not good at all. It is better than Batman vs. Superman. It's on the right track, but it's still a huge flop and mess. Does not really have good story. And it's a bad storyline. The villain's also bad. It gets premise, hi, I'm here to destroy the world. Oh, okay. I'm done destroying the world, and I get attacked by my own creatures. Okay. That is stupid. It is pointless. Not good at all. And then in the beginning of the movie, when they kind of explained his backstory, it was kind of pointless, and they brought up the Green Lanterns, and they showed it, but they didn't bring him up at all in the movie, which kind of made me mad, because if you're going to take that much effort to introduce them into this, then why not introduce them at all? Just any glimpse or a Hal Jordan, whatever. I don't care what it is. If you're going to show the Green Lantern, then actually do something with that. Follow through with something that you're doing. Ben Affleck. I love Ben Affleck. Very, very good. I love Ben Affleck. He is awful in this movie. I'm going to say it right now. I really liked Batman and Dawn of Justice. He was good in that. He was dark and everything. They took Batman and everything, he was good, and threw him in the middle of this mess, and he just was not a good character. He wasn't likable. He tried to be funny, and he really wasn't funny. And he was kind of making jokes, and it just did not fit at all. And Ben Affleck is trying to get out of this universe, and again, I think it's a good thing. I do like Ben Affleck. And he was good, but it just feels like where they're going in this direction for these movies, he does not fit in at all. So, hopefully they find a replace. I've heard something today that they might be getting Jake Gyllenhaal, which I'm fine with. Whatever they can do. I love Ben Affleck, but it just seems like the way that they're going is not really for him. And this movie kind of proved that. Just overall, just kind of a mess. Each character's dynamic as a group felt there. It felt like there was a really good dynamic, but it was also kind of awful at the same time. It wasn't really good or consistent. It was just like, okay, there's something there, but not really there and not there, blah, blah, blah. It just felt like very lackluster, and the movie felt like it was all just leading up to something without a overall like follow through, I should say. Like if you're going bowling, like if you have a really good swing and you don't have a good follow through, then it basically all falls apart. And this movie just felt like it was going to something. Okay, it's going to something, it's going to something, going to something. Then the movie ends and it just feels abrupt. And the movie's short and it feels like they were trying to wrap it up. And it just felt like this movie was rushed out, even though it wasn't in production, it wasn't rushed out. And it just felt like it was here. It wasn't amazing. And I just feel like there's a lot of stuff they still need to do. This doesn't improve anything. And it just, I don't know what's up with DC. I love Superman. They did it all wrong when they introduced Man of Steel 1 and then automatically went to Batman versus Superman when everyone's been wanting that storyline forever. And then just blow it up and ruin it. Same thing with Justice League. Some people don't like the Avengers and they enjoy the Justice League more. And they kind of just ruined it in this movie. And again, a lot of people saying it was enjoyable. I had high expectations and I enjoyed it. It's not an awful movie. It's just not good. It really isn't. It's not. It's something that I probably won't see in the theaters again because I was watching rewatching Dawn of Justice, Batman vs Superman again before I saw this movie. I had to skip through parts because I did not want to see that. That some scenes in that movie left me with a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, no, that wasn't good. And again, this movie is not good. It really isn't. And for like, I was happy with Superman. It gave me something good to look forward to because I'm a huge Superman fan. Finally, to bring him back, and it just felt like this movie was trying to do something and failed miserably, and it just did did not do well. And again, people were saying this movie's good. But again, the embargo was on. The embargo hasn't been lifted yet, but we'll see when it happens. But it just it's just not good. And I'm sorry for the Batman fans. I like Batman, but I love Superman. And I felt like they did Superman a lot more than Batman in this movie. And it kind of is going to probably leave a bad taste in your mouth if you're a Batman fan. It just takes everything good about Batman and just kind of destroys it. And it basically recons everything that happened in the last Dawn of Justice. And it just, I don't think they have learned their lesson DC yet. They realized that their Wonder Woman movie did so well, and they were trying to do this, but in the middle of Wonder Woman being done, they were already in production with Wonder Woman. So I think what they're doing now that Justice League is over, they are going to work together and finally figure this out. And I think they need to get Zack Snyder out of there. They definitely need to get him out. He's not a good storyteller whatsoever. And I am sorry for Zack Snyder for his loss and everything. But we're talking about movies here. And again, that's more important. But to be fair, I think he just needs to back away from this franchise overall. Either give Joss Whedon the thing now, because they really need to fix this. There's a lot of problems in this movie. I did not leave the theater happy besides the Superman thing. And again, you were probably like, oh, you love Superman, you'll probably go back to see it. You know what? If there was really good Superman stuff there, and I didn't have to wait through all the other crap, then yeah, I would probably go see it again. But no, it's not that way. And you could probably say, were they leaving stuff missing, or did it not feel complete? No, it felt like they got their story there. It just wasn't a good story, and it didn't have a good follow-through. The villain was awful, and that's the one thing that DC has better than Marvel. Marvel has not really good villains besides Spider-Man and Fantastic Four. Those had the best villains out there, but when you really think about it, when you go in the DC universe, these are more realistic villains and everything. You got Joker, you got like you got just so many. The Penguin, Lex Luthor, etc., Deathstroke, just so many characters that are rich there. And so you bring out Steppenwolf and fail him miserably, and they try to make this Steppenwolf like a Doomsday character, and Doomsday is huge. He's the biggest villain they have, and it feels like they're going in that route. But let's talk about the post-credit scenes now. We got the Flash and Superman racing, which was fun. Then the last one was Lex Luthor talking to Deathstroke about the League of Doom. Okay, so what are they trying to set up here? Because when you talk about Steppenwolf, they are introducing Darkseid. But also, when they talk about the League of Doom, it's also introducing a completely different thing. And I think what they need to do is do the opposite of what Marvel did. So they had their big movies. They had Dawn of Justice. They had Justice League. I think they need to restart and start getting all these little films and then do another one where it's all collected. They all have their own movies now, and they all know what they're going for, and they all are in the same universe and establish what they did. So literally take Wonder Woman's style and then reduplicate it with everything, and then make your new movie. And again, you might, but Wiley, that would take a couple of years because Wonder Woman's coming out in 2019, and we have to get all these other movies. I don't care if it takes that long. It took a lot of Marvel to just get to the first Avengers, and then they did more solo films, and then they did that. That's the thing that they did different, is Marvel established their universe and the theme of each thing. And then they created that, and then they made the first Avengers. And then after the first Avenger, they started going their own genres. So you had a comedy, you had like a drama, a heist, etc. It's just all those things that had different genres after it was established in the same universe. They all are in the same universe, and you feel that. And then have another thing, and then they have like a Dawn of Justice, which is like Civil War. And they did that perfectly, and that's why everyone loves that movie, is because it does it perfectly. And it's a great storyline that's beloved, and they do it well. That's the thing that DC messed up. They were trying to play catch-up game. They had Man of Steel, which people thought it was an alright movie, which I loved. And a lot of people thought, yeah, let's get another Man of Steel. So let's do another Man of Steel. So what I suggest is they already have Aquaman. So good. We have Aquaman in the bag. They're already establishing and making the story for Wonder Woman. Good. They have that in the bag. Finally get Flash and his own movie in the bag, but do not do Flashpoint, because Flashpoint is the same thing with John and Justice, which you blew up already. So do not do Flashpoint. Do a solo Flash film and dress everything in there and just do that right. And then do a Cyborg movie. Just do these movies, establish what you're trying to do here, and then make a new one. Because if you keep on doing this same route, then all we're going to get is these crappy movies, and I'm tired of it. And again, like I was saying, if they mess up Superman one more time, I'm out of here. I'm not watching any of these DC movies unless they're really good. It'll be hard not to see them, but I'm not going to waste my money on something I don't care about. But that's the thing they do well, is they make these characters that we like. Besides Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, they make these characters that we like, but they don't put them in good movies, besides Wonder Woman. That's the reason Wonder Woman was so good, was because of Patty Jenkins, which was its own huge thing. Patty Jenkins is a female director that finally got a story that she wanted and she could tell right. She was not worried about the universe, and she got to do that all back in time. So they told that story back in time, and they didn't have to worry about continuity or anything to establish this character in the universe, and it flowed perfectly in Justice League. But that's the thing with that movie. Patty Jenkins, this was a movie that she wanted to make forever, and she had to make this movie fantastic because she had a lot writing on it. If she didn't make this movie bad, it would leave a bad taste for people with women leading the film and superheroes, and would stop it for a long time again. She had a lot on her back, and she made a fantastic movie. Now people and girls are getting their more chance in cinema, which is good. But that's the thing DC needs to realize, is they made a good movie with Wonder Woman, and people saw it all the time. People loved that movie. I've watched it twice. It's such a good movie, and you get a lot of good rep. But then you get crap bags like Justice League and expect us to get the same word of mouth. No, I'm tired of it, and we need to stand as people and just tell DC to listen. Stop trying to do these big temple movies, because you're not going to catch up with Marvel if you keep on trying to play the catch-up game with these big temple movies, and then you've done them all crap. And then you're going to have no one to be watching your movies. Again, people enjoyed this movie more than most, and good for you. But I still think this is not a good movie, and they definitely need to go on track, because I'm tired of watching these movies, honestly giving them shitbags to some of the beloved characters and the most famous characters they have ever gotten. Because literally Iron Man and Captain America are on the same level as Superman and Batman because of what they have established and created in the Marvel Universe. So, again, I love DC. I love DC a lot, but they need to get their game together. And Warner Bros., you just need to get your head in the game, get Zack Snyder out of there, maybe do the cinematography. Get Zack Snyder to do the cinematography. Good, and do that. But don't make him do all these things, and it just felt like a blob of mess. So if I had to give my score out of 10, I'd give this movie a 5. I'm going to give it a 5 because I love Superman, and his superpowers gave me the lift up a 5. And it just wasn't a good movie. The whole movie was trash. That's why it doesn't get up higher than that, because literally the characters were amazing, and the characters did the best they could, and the actors did the best they could to make this movie propel to what it should be, but it wasn't. So, again, if you guys want to check out this movie, do it. Go support these characters, but again, we need to stand out for those so we get better movies, and maybe a Man of Steel 2, because Superman is the man. This is Guideline Entertainment. Guys, definitely go check out our website at www.guidelineentertainment.com to get everything you need Guideline Entertainment on there, on the go, etc. Really cool stuff happening in the world of Guideline. So I want to thank you guys for watching this amazing review, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.